The Cat H Series small wheel loaders, the 924H, 924HZ, 928HZ, and 930H offer best-in-class productivity, value, and reliability. There are two different linkage solutions on Cat small wheel loaders. Traditional Z-bar is available on both size classes with the 924HZ and the 928HZ. This solution is popular in dedicated pin-on applications where breakout matters most. The 924H and 930H feature VersaLink, a Caterpillar exclusive linkage that caters to the customer that will be changing tools frequently, appreciates work tool parallelism throughout the lift range, and values visibility. In addition, the 924H and 930H are available in high lift configurations, popular in agriculture and waste applications. Size, power, and interchangeability of work tools make the Cat small wheel loader ideal for a wide range of jobs. These machines are quick and productive with plenty of power. In everything from truck and hopper loading to general utility work to site maintenance. Cat work tools, specifically designed by Caterpillar for Cat wheel loaders, ensure excellent performance and well-balanced solutions for all your applications. In the next few minutes, you'll learn the basics of how to safely and efficiently operate a Cat small wheel loader. This video is divided into 6 sections: safety, a walk-around inspection, operator station and controls, operator techniques and tips, work tools, and machine shutdown. If you need to review a specific segment, simply go to the corresponding colored tag. Safety. Before you operate any machine, you should read and understand the safety and operating information in the Operation and Maintenance Manual. Safety and warning decals are posted in several locations on your machine. Make sure you read and understand all of them. Always wear the proper safety equipment for the job. Do a survey of the job site, paying particular attention to where there are people in the area. As an operator, you always need to be aware of your surroundings and what's going on around you while you work. Job sites are dynamic and obstacles may move or appear. Awareness of your surroundings is a constant activity. Walkaround. Before you start the machine, make sure to perform a daily walkaround. Begin at the operator's ladder. Check transmission fluid level to the left of the ladder. As you walk forward, look at the center articulation area. Look for wear in the driveline area. Inspect the hoses and couplings to make sure they're in place and tight, and there are no leaks. As the safety section of the OMM indicates, don't check for hydraulic leaks with your fingers. Move to the left front tire. Look for embedded stones, foreign material, and cuts in the tire, making sure to inspect both the tread and the sidewall area. Check for cracks or loose parts on the rim, as well as loose lug nuts. Examine the tire's rolling radius, as it will give you an indication of inflation pressure. You'll need more tire pressure in the front than in the rear for when the machine is lifting heavy loads. Look behind the tire to be sure the axle seal is not leaking. Next, move to the lift arms. Inspect for wear in the pen areas, loose or broken remote greasing tubes, loose or leaking lines, fittings, or hose clamps. If your machine is equipped with a coupler, check it for wear. Now, let's take a look at the bucket. Start with the cutting edge. If it's not square with the ground, that's often an indication of an underinflated tire or maybe a tire going down on that side. Inspect the edge for loose, broken, or missing parts. Look for unusual wear patterns and cracked welds around the bucket. Inspect the overspill protector if equipped. Check for any bends in the metal as well as broken bolts. Examine the cylinder rod. Make sure the tilt rod is not scratched. Move to the right front tire, giving this area the same inspection as the other side. Check the center articulation area as you walk past. Look at the cab area, checking for broken glass. Inspect the right rear tire as the others. Check the dust bowl or pre-cleaner. Next, check the engine enclosure screens. These screens are small enough to remove material from the air stream so it will not pass through the radiator. If a particle can pass through the mesh screen, it can pass through the radiator fins. This area should be inspected for damage. Remove any foreign material. The reversing fan option will also remove this material. Now, open the engine enclosure doors. Take time to inspect the engine compartment, checking for debris on both sides of the firewall. Make sure there are no leaks. Check the engine dipstick. Check the engine oil with a white towel. If there is any fuel in the oil, it will separate from the engine oil first, leaving a bullseye look on the cloth. The odor of the oil will also reveal antifreeze contamination. Check the air cleaner service indicator and service if needed. Check coolant level. Examine the fuel-water separator and release any water that is collected in the bowl. Look at your engine and fuel filters to ensure no leaks. Cat small wheel loaders come standard with an electric fuel priming pump. Now, open the left side door and then the rear door. Secure the rear door with the safety brace. The 3-door design allows ground-level access to all the service and inspection points. Check the screens on the left side door for debris. Inspect the fuel cooler, hydraulic oil cooler, the charge air cooler, and the hydraulic oil filter, making sure there is no debris and there are no leaks. Check the fins on the heat exchangers. Bent fins can prevent proper airflow. Make sure that they are clean, because even a small amount of oil can cause dust to stick and build up and cause overheating. Inspect the fan enclosure. Check for leaks and broken fan blades. Check for damage to the fan housing. Make sure there are no leaks on the fan motor. Take a good look at the radiator. Also check the fuel cap. Close the fan, then move to the left side door. Check the hydraulic oil filter. Look for exhaust leaks around the turbo and exhaust manifold. Inspect the V-belt for cracks and appropriate tension. Make sure the air intake hoses are intact and the connections tight. Close the left side door. Move to the left rear tire and inspect it as you did the others. Look under the machine one more time to make sure there are no leaks or any other problems that you may have overlooked. Go back to the right side of the machine. Turn on the battery disconnect switch and close the door. Operator station and controls. Now let's check out the operator's compartment. Climb up, making sure you maintain 3 points of contact on the angled steps. Clean, adjust, and inspect external mirrors. Check the window glass, mirrors, floor, and interior, and clean as needed. Fasten the seatbelt and adjust the seat and steering wheel for maximum comfort. The seat should be adjusted so that full pedal travel is allowed while the operator is seated upright, back against the seat. A forward and high seating position optimizes visibility for the operator. Adjust the seat height with the mechanical or optional air pump. Inspect the gauges and controls. Your lights, transmission neutralizer, auto shift switch, and transmission control are located to the left of the steering wheel. The dial on the shifter can be rotated to select the maximum gear runout speed. On VersaLink machines, you will also notice a circular foot pedal on the left that actuates diff lock on the front axle. On the right front panel, you'll find the windshield wipers for the front and rear, and either dual mode steering or secondary steering if installed. On the electrical control panel, you will see the implement disable, throttle lock, and speed set resume, as well as the coupler control switches in the first row. In the second row, there are defrost, kick-out controls for either forks or bucket, and ride control and reversing fan if equipped. In the third row, you'll find the heater and air conditioner controls. Insert the key and turn the switch to the first position. Let the auto diagnostic system cycle. Crank the machine and let it warm up. Watch the gauges and cycle the controls. Make sure they function as you expect and as intended. Note the different warning indicators. The Cat H series small wheel loaders feature an operator programmable transmission neutralizer switch. The machine defaults to neutralize the transmission when the brake pedal is depressed. To set the brake pressure, select the switch, then apply the brake to the desired amount of pressure and release the switch when complete. Refer to your OMM. The system may be deactivated if desired. When the transmission is in neutral, this permits a faster engine speed, which in turn creates a quicker hydraulic response. You may need that improved response to raise the bucket while simultaneously positioning it. Operator techniques and tips. When loading material, remember the importance of good initial penetration. Cat buckets keep the torque tube flat all the way across the bucket, so an operator can use this as a level indicator for the cutting edge as you enter the pile. Lift the bucket slightly while driving into the pile. This transfers the weight to the front tires. Enter the pile at the toe, with the bottom of the bucket parallel with the floor of the work area. Penetrate the pile as deeply as the material will allow, keeping in mind that as material flows into the rear of the bucket, penetration will become more difficult. Then, simultaneously lift and rack the bucket to maintain material flow into the bucket. This lifting sets the front wheels into the ground, preventing slippage, and pushes the bucket further in the pile, while the rack back allows better material flow up the bucket rear wrapper. One of the features on this series of wheel loaders is the electronic clutch pressure control, or ECPC. Here's how it works. The downshift switch is located on the lift lever. It is only active when the speed selector is in second gear or above, and the machine is in auto shift mode. Press the switch and the transmission will downshift to the next lower gear. This feature makes the downshift from second to first gear smoother and gives you a better bucket fill with first gear. The transmission will remain in first until you change direction. The machine will back out of the pile in second gear. When the bucket is loaded, move the bucket tilt lever to the tilt back position. When the bucket tilt lever is released to the hold position, the bucket will stop moving, maintaining this position. Then, shift the transmission into reverse. Carry the loaded bucket as low as possible to clear any obstacles on the ground. The job site conditions will dictate the carry height. Over long carries, the boom will have to be adjusted to give the best results. VersaLink models are equipped with a standard front axle diff lock that can be actuated with the left foot pedal. If wheel slip is detected, you can engage diff lock on the fly and regain traction. Optional ride control, if equipped, will cushion the load, reducing spillage and make the ride more comfortable for the operator. Make sure to match the correct bucket to the correct material. For example, you don't want to put a light material bucket into heavy digging or highly abrasive material. It'll shorten the bucket life and may overload the machine. Try this method for loading the bucket in easy-to-penetrate material. The best loading happens at the bottom of the pile. After the bucket has entered the material and is slightly off the floor, rack the bucket back and lift through the material until it's filled. Work tools. The VersaLink design on the 924H and 930H increases versatility through work tool changeability, parallel lift through the range, and best-in-class visibility, which allows the machine to perform a wide range of jobs. Changing the work tool on the front requires minimal effort, but you must ensure that the tool is properly attached. The rocker switch on position pulls the pens from the front tool. The pens are held in this position, so the operator has his hands free to steer and move the implement control to line up on the next work tool. Position the work tool low, near the ground, and then release the pens from the tool. Tilt the coupler forward as you back the machine from under the work tool. Ensure that proper blocking is in place to support the work tool once it has been unhooked. Drive the machine into alignment with the hooks of the next work tool to be attached to the coupler. The coupler should be rolled over in the dump position and the work tool's hooks aligned with the coupler's upper pins as you approach it. Once the pins are under the hooks, rack back and raise the boom as you watch the coupler pins engage the tool hooks. Once the hooks and pins are coupled together, roll the coupler work tool back. This should allow the work tool's lower attaching points to nest into the stops for hydraulic pin engagement. Once this has been accomplished, put pressure down on the work tool to ensure that it is properly attached. Hydraulic tools will require the attachment of hoses to the quick disconnects at the coupler. Consult the OMM for the proper bleed and connection procedures for your specific machine. Now, let's cover some other tools. Pallet forks turn this series of wheel loaders into very efficient material handling machines. To pick up a load, slowly move into position. Make sure the machine is square with the load. Space the forks evenly between the pallet stringers and keep the forks as far apart as possible. This gives better support to the load and makes it more stable. While you're loading the forks, put the kick-out control in the off position. This will ensure that the lever won't be pulled into detent while you're hauling. Lift slowly and carefully, tilting back slightly to cradle it. Now, back away slowly. The optional rear view camera is a great safety measure in job sites where there are multiple machines and/or dynamic objects that the operator must avoid. The sloped engine enclosure hood gives you a better view to the rear. The VersaLink loader linkage on the 924H and 930H allows the use of additional work tools, such as brooms, snowplows, and multi-purpose buckets. The powered broom makes these machines effective for job site or street cleaning. A multi-purpose bucket can be used for handling down debris or spreading loose material. Installation for these types of work tools is virtually the same as the bucket. but the auxiliary hydraulic hoses must be connected. Before you do that, you must stop the engine. Work the joystick to relieve any hydraulic pressure. Each work tool will have a slightly different connection procedure. Check your OMM for additional guidelines. Step out of the cab, remove the caps, check that the fittings are clean, then connect the lines to the work tool. Once they are connected, rotate the fitting 1/4 turn to ensure that it stays connected. When using the broom or any work tool, there are several safety issues to keep in mind. First, always be aware of people and objects near the broom. When sweeping, it can project rocks and other debris. The broom can extend much farther than a bucket, and be aware that the added length tends to affect machine turning radius. Cat small wheel loaders feature engine speed control as standard. It controls and maintains the engine set speed in such operations so the operator does not have to keep his foot on the throttle. When he hits the brake pedal or pushes the switch, the engine speed returns to low idle. Another exclusive on the Cat small wheel loader is the optional integrated third function joystick that allows you to run all the functions of your hydromechanical tool all from a single hand. This integrated third function allows you to manage your varied applications and avoid looking to the controls so you can keep your awareness on the other personnel working in the area. Machine shutdown. When you're finished using the machine, park on level ground and lower the bucket or work tool to the ground. Put the transmission in neutral and engage the parking brake. Engage the implement hydraulic lockout switch. Let the machine idle for about 5 minutes to cool off the engine. Then stop the engine and remove the key. For more information, consult your OMM. From truck and hopper loading to material handling, Cat small wheel loaders help you get the job done right, offering productivity wherever and whenever you need it. The 924H, 924HZ, 928HZ, and 930H wheel loaders are unmatched in terms of versatility, performance, and value. And they come with the quality you expect from Caterpillar.